Yes, Motor Diabolical coming at you with another one. I'm gonna talk about dealing with these white supremacists and anti-black racists at the jobs, man. Some of these jobs, these folks be, talking to black folks like they're crazy, cutting their hours, sending them home, you know, coming up with BS things for them to, not to want to give them hours and stuff like that. You just have to go to human resources and file complaints against these folks. A lot of foundational black Americans, man, we got to realize we live in a system of white supremacy, man. And a lot of these non-whites, these white Hispanics and these Asians and these East Indians and these Arabic folks, these Muslims, a lot of these other non-whites, they try to be white. So they're going to practice the same type of anti-black racism that the white supremacists do. I'll be telling folks at some of these jobs I worked at, man, not only you got to, keep your head on the swivel for the white supremacy, you got to keep your head on the swivel for these other groups too. Because these folks, they want to be white so bad, so they're going to try to get in where they fit in with the white supremacists by having anti-black racist views right along with them. They just trying to be a flunky, a minion, a buffer for white folks. So you got to watch out for them folks too. You got to call human resources on them too. You got to let them folks know, hey, I know you like white people, but you're not white. And these white supremacists will never accept you as a full Anglo. So all that anti-black racism need to go out the door because they don't like you either. You just being a flunky, a pet for these folks. So, man, just basically these foundational black Americans at these jobs, man, just, file complaints against these folks. Basically trying to figure out, what you're good at. You can, try to get your own business started so you don't have to rely on none of these white supremacists at these jobs. These folks be cutting hours and sending people home early knowing they got bills to pay. These white supremacists at these jobs, man, they're very insane and demonic. So they're going to try to drink the Kool-Aid of the company. Knowing the company that really don't care about them either, but they're going to drink that Kool-Aid. So it is what it is, man. Just, a lot of black people got to wake up and realize we live in a system of white supremacy. And at some of these jobs, it's a shame that black folks still got to go through stuff like this in 2025 and even further. So it's a shame that black people got to, deal with these anti-black racists at these jobs. And you got to go to human resources. You got to, file a complaint. You got to get you a lawyer and, do a whole bunch of stuff at these jobs, man, so you can just, pay your bills, man, pay your rent and pay whatever bills you got to pay. It sucks out here. But, just file a complaint. If, one of those white supremacists at your jobs talking mess, just, you can record them. There's a lot of things you can do. Just, take it one day at a time. I know I used to work at a restaurant and had all these anti-black racist Hispanics, these folks who could barely speak the English language, talk to me any kind of way, want to cut my hours, want to send me home, do a whole bunch of stuff, man. And some of these people wonder why black people ain't out there marching with them against this immigration thing, this mass deportation. This is one of the reasons why. Y'all practice too much anti-black racism, man. We're not marching with none of these folks, man. Black people need to sit down and chill. We don't need to be fighting these other people's battles, man, because these people practice too much anti-black racism. I worked at this restaurant. They don't even want to sit black folks. Even if they do sit a black person, they don't want to serve them correctly and give them half-ass service and stuff like that. It's unreal with these folks, man. These buffer classes, these wannabe white adjacent folks. Like I said, they practice the same kind of white supremacy that the white supremacists do. So, yeah, you're getting it from all sides when you're black. So you got to keep your head on the swivel. When you're a foundational black American, you got to keep your head on the swivel. So, hey, we know black folks, we live in a system of white supremacy. You just got to understand that and accept that. And the thing is, what you going to do about it? You going to sit back and just take it, or you going to do something about it? That's the question a lot of foundational Black Americans need to ask themselves. Stop sitting around chilling, trying to be friends with these people, getting high, getting drunk, thinking everybody gonna cool, trying to be cool with everybody up in people's face. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna stop the system of white supremacy. You're gonna have to actually do something about it. And ask yourself what you're gonna do about the system of white supremacy. Why are you still living in the United States and still living on this earth? It's become a problem. It's always gonna be a problem. So what are we gonna do about it? It's a question you need to ask yourself. But it's been Motor Diabolical on the Holiday.